Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Max, and if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and comment down below. Today we're going to be making a St. Patrick's Day wreath using a 15-inch work form, which you can get from all different places. I get mine from General Wholesale. It's an online store that sells wreath supplies. Otherwise, I know the maxout.com has these as well. We are going to be using this clover wreath sign. It's so pretty. So it's going to have the black and whites in it as well. And so I have two different color green meshes picked out. So I got this one, which is just a normal deco mesh, and then I got this one, which is poly jute mesh, and it's more of a darker green. So we're going to have two different types of greens. And then for the ribbons, we're going to be using these four. So these two will get together. So we have the black, and then we have the black and white stripe with the little leprechaun stuff. And then we got those two to incorporate the black and white check that is in our sign. Okay, so this is a different method we're doing today. I don't usually I use a 21-inch mesh and I do a bunch of poofs with it on the bottom, and then I take my 10-inch mesh and I make curls or ruffles or whatever and put that into the poofs. But today we're not going to do poofs, so we're going to see how this goes. And I also have some shamrocks picked out. I'm not sure if we're going to use them or not. They are to the side. Sometimes I have embellishes picked out and I decide I don't want them, or I decide I want something else. So I'm going to put you guys on fast forward, and I'm going to show you, or actually no, I'm going to show you guys how to do this, the ruffle first, and then I'm going to put you guys on fast forward to show you. So y'all, I've been getting a lot of comments lately saying that you guys can't see what I'm doing, so I'm working on getting better at that. We're going to use this little jar of money, and we're going to use it to hold our stuff down. So this is a 30-inch piece of mesh, and you're going to need 18 of them. So I cut all my mesh at 30 inches, and I cut 9 of this color, and 9 of this green. So you're gonna need one for each tie, since there's 18 ties on our wreath form. So you're gonna take it and you're just gonna kind of roll up like 3 to 4 times, so that way you have like a little, like a burrito kind of at the end. And then I take my, and you wanna make sure, y'all, so I'll show you guys again. You're gonna kind of tuck it under. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 5 actually. But y'all, I want them really nice and tight. I don't want it to be real loose. And then I'm gonna clip it, and I'm gonna flip it over, y'all. Put this end over there, and then I'm gonna go from this end, and I'm gonna tuck it under, and I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna take my fingers and I'm just gonna pull it towards me, okay? Kind of like a ruffle, pull it right towards me down the middle till we hit this side, and once we hit this side, you're gonna pinch it in the middle, like so, and this is what we're gonna add into our wreath frame, okay? So you're gonna put one of these in every single wreath tie, okay? So I'm gonna just start down here at the end and put it in there like this, sideways, just like that. And then we're gonna go with our next green. So we're gonna switch back and forth with like 2 colors. And so just tuck it under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it together. Bring it to this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then pull the mesh towards you, or gathering basically. So however you want to gather the mesh, and so it's going to look like that. This is a little bit darker because it's a different type of mesh, but that's why we're going to bring in 2 different shades, and then we're just going to put that in the next tie. Now there's 10 ties on the bottom of this wreath, and there's 8 on the top, and they already come done. So you can find these work forms all over the place, and they're really nice because you don't have to do anything with them. And so that's what it's going to look like, and we're going to go all the way around, okay? So I'm going to put you guys on fast forward because you guys don't need to see this whole part, and we'll come back once we have our whole wreath base completed. Okay, so now that we got the base done, y'all, we just kind of go on in and we did it. So what I want to do now is I want to add my sign. So I actually, before I add my sign, I have to get the pipe cleaners on the sign. And so I'm going to cut my little hanger off. You don't have to cut this off. I prefer to cut it off. I just don't like it on there. And so I'm gonna take some green pipe cleaners. Just found my green pipe cleaners. And so I got 4. No, I grabbed 5. I don't know how to count, y'all. Well, we might be making a bow later, so we might need another pipe cleaner. And so I just fold them in half. And I prefer a color that matches with my wreath, but you really won't see it at the end. So if you don't have a color pipe cleaner that really matches, like for instance, maybe you only have pink pipe cleaners, it really is not that big of a deal if you use a pink pipe cleaner. Unless your wreath is real see-through-y, which it shouldn't really be see-through-y at the end. So I'm just adding some foam to the back of my sign just because my staples for my staple gun are a little too long and they'll pop through my sign and I don't want that. So I just add some foam as a little extra material that the staple has to go through, so that way it does not staple through my sign, because you don't want that, y'all. And so for a big square sign like this, I add 4 pipe cleaners, 1 to each corner, but you could add 2 and that would be totally doable. So I use a staple gun just because I know that the staples are going to be in there, and I also put my little piece of bubble wrap that I have underneath this on the side, so that way the sign doesn't scratch on your base of whatever you're setting it on. And then I add a little bit of hot glue to the top of the pipe cleaners just so, cause I have to be extra, y'all. I'm a secure freak, and I make sure, y'all, that's gonna be in your way. I'll move that out of the way for you guys for right now. Oh wait, maybe I can't. That shouldn't be that much in the way. I would move the thing out of the way, but it's taped down to the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way and let that dry. And so right now what we're gonna do is we're going to, here, I'll just tape it on its side for y'all right now. And I am going to, here, actually, I'll just pull this out of there, y'all. Pull it right out. It's really not doing anything. And if we need that later, we'll figure out. So I'm gonna cut my ribbons. And so I want 13-inch tails. And I want to cut 9 of each ribbon, okay? So we're gonna have 2 sets. And a set is 2 ribbons together. 2.5, which is this size. And then a 1.5, which is this size, okay? And so I want 9 of each, because we're gonna do a set in every other, we're gonna go every other, and we want a set of tails in every tie, and there's 18 ties. So every other would be 9, so we get 9 of each of the ribbons, okay? And so I just paired, because I want to bring my black in, incorporate my black, which is in the sign, but I also want to incorporate the green, and this one I really love, the black, and so I use my little perfect tails. These came from the 315 store on Etsy. And so we're gonna cut, I'm just gonna use my bow dabra or my easy bow. I get them so confused all the time, y'all. And I'm just gonna take my ribbon, and I just use my bow dabra spool just to keep the ribbons in spot. And I just keep on going around this thing until I have 9. And so that should be 9. Yep. And so this will this is a lot easier to be able to cut your ribbons with. Otherwise, you have to sit there and measure them all out. And this way, you just keep going around. You pull them right off your little spool. You cut the sides. I dovetail them right away while they're together before they start flopping. Dovetailing is cutting from the folded to the metal, or to the wire. And I'll do this side quick. I love this check ribbon. And so you can make your own things like this. Just take a piece of cardboard or a thin piece of plastic and cut them down to whatever size, 10, 12, 14, whatever size inches you need, and you can make your own. If you use cardboard, you just gotta be a little bit more careful because the cardboard might bend. But otherwise, you can get tons of them from all over the place. Mine were custom engraved for me as a gift, but I know he does sell them on his Etsy shop. Otherwise, I know like Crazy Maisie Creations, if you look up, she sells them. They're called perfect tails, y'all. Otherwise, I know there's tons of different places that sell them. If you look them up on Etsy or you look them up online, I'm sure you'll be able to find them. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes I get really, like, confused because I start talking and then I can't remember what I'm at. So when I'm doing these, sometimes I'm focusing on my counting because I don't want to cut too many or cut too many short, because then that's a hassle. And so, yes. So as you can tell, I'm trying to go with ribbons that are not as busy with each other. Like, and if one is really busy, I make sure to do like a non-busy ribbon with it. So for instance, like right now we have 2 non-busy ribbons together, but when I go in with those little hats in the next ribbon that we're gonna cut, you'll see that it's a little bit busier with all the shamrocks and all the things. So I didn't go and pair that with another ribbon. For like instance, see, like this one is really busy. I didn't go and put another bit, like for instance, I didn't go in and do that with this, because that would just clash and it would be too, even though it would be pretty together, it would just clash with your with this ribbon. So I did a more of a solid, or like, I always do like a solid or like a stripe or a real simple, something that's not like, oh my god, like what am I looking at right now type of ribbon, okay? And I just like to use my my Bodabra pedal thingy as my little thing. Otherwise my ribbon roll goes all over God's creation and drives me nuts. Okay, so you need 9 of each. Right now I have 5, 6, 7, and so you don't have to dovetail these if you don't want to. I love to dovetail my ribbons. I just think it gives it a more cleaner, finished look. But if you want to do an angle cut, if you want to leave them straight, if you want to fold the ends under, there are so many different options, but I love the dovetail finish. And so if you want to do the dovetail, but you haven't done it before, don't do it like me and cut all 9 ribbons at one time. Because if you do the opposite way, friends, like if you cut from the other, like for instance, you cut, when you're doing this, y'all, you want to cut from this folded edge to the metal, or to the wire. You can tell which one's the wire. But if you do it the other way, from the folded edge down, you're going to end up with a hill instead of a valley, a mountain instead of a valley, and you don't want that. And so if you cut all your ribbons at the same time and you mess it up like that, then all your ribbons are going to be messed up. You know, if you start off by just doing one, and you mess it up, well, then you only messed up 1 ribbon and not all 9 of them, or how many you were cutting. And so that's what I suggest, but since I'm so used to this, I do it all the time, y'all. I dovetail probably about 50 ribbons a day, sometimes more. And so I do mix up sometimes, but that's rarely. And that's usually if I'm not paying attention, which happens a little bit more, but I've been getting better at it. But the first time I started doing it, I did it a lot. And this is Swiss dot ribbon, and I'm obsessed with Swiss dot lately. And it's really, 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 really pretty. And it's actually like textured, I feel like. Okay. And this ribbon actually came from White Bayou Wreath and Supply. And you can find them online, White Bayou Wreath and Supplies. And they have amazing stuff. Mr. Trent and Michael over there are great. And if y'all don't mind, you guys can always go over and follow me on Facebook at MBcrafts if you're not already over there. I go live there all the time. I actually went live there this afternoon, or it was like 5 o'clock. And I made a t-shirt with them today using the Cricut. But yesterday we went live twice, actually. We made a flower board using the Unique in the Creek flower board. And we also made a little cute Easter gnome centerpiece. And I would show you guys it, but it actually sold, and I just packed it up before I got on here. So it's already in the box, waiting to get shipped out tomorrow, so I can't show you that. But if you follow me on YouTube, or follow me over on Facebook, you can either go in and watch me make it. Otherwise, I did have a post where I posted a picture of it, and it was so cute. Okay, so our sign should be ready now. We were just doing that just to give us enough time for our sign to get dried with the hot glue. And so I like to tuck my signs into my wreath, y'all. I like to tuck them down into the wreath. And so I'm just going to tuck my sign right down in there. That's just how I prefer my signs. I don't like my signs just sitting up hanging up on top. I just think this looks weird. But y'all, you do you. if you design the wreath, it's your design, not mine. And so you do whatever you like. But I just like the look of it tucked down in the wreath. And this wreath isn't actually as full this time, so it was a little bit easier to get it in there. And I'm actually liking the new method of not having all the poofs because it makes the wreath not as full. But when I say full, I'm not saying that you can see through the wreath, because you can't see through the wreath. I mean, you can see a little bit, but that'll get covered once I add all my ribbons and stuff in it. But I like the look that now I don't have such a 12-inch wreath, which is super, super big, and it costs a little bit more. These are a little bit more cost effective, and they're still nice and big and beautiful. And they don't take as much mesh and material, which makes it more cheaper for my customers, because obviously the less material, the less you gotta charge for it, y'all. So this is my first time using this technique, and I love it. And so what I would suggest is for sure using more of a high quality mesh, not something that's real see-through, because you might be able to see through it if you use like a real cheap value mesh. I would suggest probably jute or a nice quality deco mesh. This green was a nice quality deco mesh, and you can't really see through it. And then the darker green, which is like the moss green, this one is a poly jute, and that one's real nice and thick, and you can't really see through it. So I just am taking my little pipe cleaners and I just wrap them around this base, just because I don't want to be able, the door of my customers, to get scratched by those little pipe cleaners. And so what I want to do now, friends, is I want to add my ribbons. So the ribbons that are going to go together, like we showed you before, are going to be this really cute little St. Patrick's Day ribbon with the black and white Swiss dot. So those are going to go together. And so I'm just trying to figure out where they stop. Okay, what in the world? There. And so these two are going to go together on top of each other as a set, and then these are going to go together as a set. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your first ribbons, lay them on top of each other, pinch them up, make sure whatever ribbon you want to the top is facing upwards, and then you're just going to add them into your design. So I add them right down into the pipe cleaner, and I twist it 1 or 2 times, and then I bring my ribbons out like a V, like that, for instance, and then I just spread them out a little bit. That way all the ribbons are showing, like so. And so now all the ribbons are showing. And now in the next tie, we will add our next ribbon. So we're just gonna go back and forth. So this ribbon will go in all the ties that are this natural jute, more of a hunter moss green. And then the other set of ribbons will go in the emerald green mesh. So that's how I do it. You can, and if you don't want to use 4 different ribbons, you can only use 2 ribbons. You can do the same combination in all the ties. That's totally fine too. I do that with some of my designs. But I just wanted to bring in a couple different types of ribbons in this wreath. And so this is what I went with. So I'm going to put you guys on fast forward once I get this next tie in. And I'll come back when we have all the ribbons in, and we'll see if we want to embellish this, if we want to leave it alone, if we want to add something else into it, if we want to add a bow. And so I don't really know until I have all the ribbons in, and then I decide what I like, okay? So I'll be back in a couple seconds for you guys, and a couple minutes on my end. Yo, so I thought I was filming, but apparently I wasn't, but I didn't do much anyways. All I was doing was showing you guys how I moved the mesh around just so I could see the sign. So I have all the ribbons on, but my mesh was in the way, so I just kind of tucked some of the curls and the crevices and tucked some of them up and got them together so that way you can see the sign. Because in the beginning, when we put the sign in, the curls were kind of covering up the sign, and you don't want the sign to be completely covered up, because otherwise what's the point of putting it in the wreath, right? And so now what I do is I just kind of go in, and I'm going to pull you guys down, but all I do is just kind of tuck my ribbons and make sure I like the way that they're going. And for this particular wreath, y'all, I actually like the little green twisties in there, and sometimes I just like to take them and just do like a little bend in them, kind of wrap them around my finger sometimes as well, and just give them a little bit more life than just having them hang out straight. That way it looks like they were kind of incorporated and they were actually like implemented it into it, and not just like they were just hanging out like I was too lazy to cut them, because sometimes I will cut them because I don't like the look of them. But in this particular wreath, I love the little danglies hanging. It just brings another little shade of green. And in this design, we've got a bunch of different shades of green. Now, in the beginning, I showed you guys I had those little shamrocks, and I've decided that I don't want to add those in here. I just don't like I don't want the lime, any more of the lime green or sparkly stuff left in here. And so I decided not to go with that. But if that was kind of your decision and you wanted to, you could totally. Now, in some of my patriotic or St. Patrick's Day wreaths, y'all, I've been working on all different wreaths, so don't judge, y'all. I work on patriotic, Easter, so when I'm working with my holidays, sometimes I say the wrong holiday. But for the St. Patrick's Day design, I don't want it, but other St. Patrick's Day designs, I have more whimsical and a little bit more lime greens and all the sparklies, but this one is more of a dulled down design. It's kind of more of a natural, got the blacks, it's more of a rustic type, and I'm actually starting to love the black and whites with the different designs. Like for Valentine's Day, I loved the black and red and white Valentine's Day colors. So you don't always need to have the pinks for Valentine's Day, friends. And y'all, I just love the look of this, and this is my embellishment, y'all. I'm just gonna call that my embellishment. I don't need to add anything else into this. Again, if you had some maybe some dulled down black something, shamrocks or black ornaments or something you wanted to put in here, you totally could. But I think I got enough black in my wreath that I don't need to add that. And so I hope this was a nice little fun tutorial for you guys. Again, let me know in the comments, y'all, if you guys like the new view, if this is a good angle for you guys, if you guys are far enough back, because I want you guys to be able to see the whole project as we're designing. I know when I did my DIY St. Patrick's Day thing, I think it was the one, I kind of, y'all, for me, when floral arrangements, I'm so bad at doing the angles because I always I have all my pick machines and everything, and so I'm over here doing the pick machine, and I'm like, you guys probably rather see me adding into the design than see the pick machine. So I'm sorry about that design, y'all. I apologize, and I'm working on it, and I hope this was a lot better. Y'all, you could also add greenery if you wanted. Take some of the greenery and start adding it in. I'm not gonna go all invested in this wreath, y'all. This is gonna be more of a simple, dyed down, but still pretty design. And so, yeah. So y'all, there's so many different ways you can make a wreath, and I hope you guys hop on over to Facebook at MBcrafts and check me out over there. Otherwise, I'm glad you guys here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that big thumbs up button. Give me a comment down below. Let me know how I did, if you guys were inspired, if you guys like my videos, if you have anything that you guys want me to see. I love suggestions for videos, because I try to keep it all different here, y'all. We're gonna start doing some summer designs. We're gonna start finishing up my Easter designs. We're gonna start doing patriotic, and then before you know it, y'all, it's gonna be Easter or fall and Halloween, and then next thing you know, we're gonna be doing Christmas, y'all. I feel like we just got done with Christmas, but it's gonna be around here sooner or later, y'all. I actually just got a ton of Halloween signs in, y'all. Isn't this sign right here? I just gotta show you these. I'm just gonna show you guys a quick sign haul. I got some signs from Jane's Front Door Decor. So if you're a wreath maker or a floral designer, and you work with signs, she has the best signs ever. So this is Jane's Front Door Decor on Etsy. I did this one, y'all. It's like a leopard. How pretty is that? Leopard's super popular this year. Look at that little ghost. Oh my gosh. These are all metal too, friends. I got the little gnome with the watermelons. It says welcome for summer. I got the Pledge Allegiance. I got, oh my god, look how cute this is for Halloween. This one's like a Halloween. This one's fall. And they have plastic on them, y'all. This one's super fun for patriotic, this could stay up all year round if you're I'm really patriotic. Look at that, y'all. Oh my god. And then look how cute this is. So aren't those so cute, y'all? I love her signs. I'm obsessed. And so I started to get some Halloween and fall in because, y'all, if you don't get them right away, even though you may think, oh my gosh, it's only February, people will start buying soon here, y'all. Because especially when things start coming out, people buy them because, y'all, if you're a crafter, you know that if you don't get the first round of supplies when they start getting them in stores, because, y'all, crafters are always months and holidays ahead. Like, I'm almost done with Easter, y'all. This is probably my last St. Patrick's Day design I'll do, because St. Patrick's Day is next month, in a couple of weeks or something. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this right now. I was like, you know what, I need to have more than just one St. Patrick's Day design. But like, the beginning of January, y'all, I was done with Valentine's already. I'm almost done with Easter, and that's not until like April. And then I'm going to be done with Patriotic by the end of next month, and then that's not till July, y'all. And then before you know it, I'll have fall and Halloween done before fall even hits, because y'all, then it's all Christmas. And then as soon as Christmas hits, or as soon as like the November, December hit, I'm working on Mardi Gras, and I'm working on, what's the other holiday? Valentine's Day. And then I'm always working on every day throughout all the months. But yeah, so when you're a home decor maker, y'all, you need to be on the game, because you wanna have your supplies as soon as people start looking and shopping for their home decor for that next holiday or season. You want to make sure you have your stuff done. You don't want to be like, oh, well, now the stuff, like, when the stuff starts coming out in the stores, you don't want to just start shopping and just start designing for that. You want to be done with that, because when the stuff comes into the store, people are already shopping for their home decor. So instead of them shopping at like Hobby Lobby, you would rather have them, instead going on to your Etsy shop and be like, oh, well, they don't have any Halloween stuff yet, but they have it in the store, so I'm just going to buy this wreath from the store that's already done. I'm not going to wait. So don't think, oh, well, as soon as the stuff comes out in the store, I need to start shopping, y'all. When the stuff starts coming out in the store, like, for instance, when's Valentine's Day stuff starts coming in, like the Dollar Tree and Walmart, you want to have all your designs done already by then, okay, guys? So, not Christmas. Christmas comes out real early, because Christmas is like a big seller for a lot of stores. Like, I know, like, mid-summer, Hobby Lobby has their Christmas stuff out yet. That one is kind of, okay, you should be starting to do Christmas by then, but I would for sure have your Christmas stuff done by the end of October, at the latest. But yeah, so like as soon as St. Patrick's stuff starts coming out, y'all, you want to have your St. Patrick's Day stuff done already. You don't want to just start designing. So that's why I suggest at the end of each season, you start buying stuff for the next year. Or you buy stuff during that season for next year. Not to buy it and then use it that same season, you buy it for the next season. Okay, y'all? So you guys, and a lot of crafters online, like Waterman's Loft, which it would be themaxout.com, which is my affiliate link, Deco Exchange, White Bayou, General Wholesale. They'll get their stuff in, because they're also crafters, so they get their stuff in plenty of time, so you have stuff to. So Halloween is already starting to get into the stores, y'all. It's crazy. So thank you guys for joining me. That's a little tip for you guys if you're a designer. All the things. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, whatever the time you're watching, and stay safe, y'all. Right now it's really cold. If you guys are watching this in like a long time or a couple months back, right now is when it was really cold in Texas, and it's actually still cold in Texas, and they had like snow and the power was out. I live in Wisconsin, but it's been really cold here too, so flashback, maybe you're watching this in 2 or 3 years back on my YouTube channel, and you can remember those days when you maybe lived in Texas, and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember when I got all that snow. And right now we're also in like the coronavirus era, year number 2, 2021. So you may be watching this tomorrow or the next day, and you're like, we already know. But some people will go back on YouTube. I know I watched YouTube videos from like years past, and it'll be kind of cool to be like, oh, like that was when that was happening. And if you're a kid and you're watching this and you don't have no idea what that is, go ask your parents, because I'm sure they know. You guys have a good day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.